How are you today?
I'm good.
Yeah?
So, we're just gonna ask a few questions about.
No rush.
How long have you been doing this?
I started off as a customizer. I was actually on Kid Robot boards. And I was doing business intelligence and predictive analysis in the corporate world. I started off as a graphic designer, but I was a collector. And I feel like now in retrospect, I collected so much because I wanted to be around creativity. And at some point, it got to the point where it was crazy. Toys everywhere, you know, because I collect super robots like Voltus, Mazinger and all that, designer toys, everything. And then I was just like, why don't I just try my hand at it? And it somehow turned into this. So that was around 6 or 7 years ago.
That's a long time.
It is, but it isn't because you're into designer art collectibles, right?
Yeah.
Okay, it's a very small world.
Yeah, because it's not really, in the Philippines, it's not really that yet accepted in mass appeals.
Right.
Only a few niche markets that has it.
But you know, you have an artist named Yorne, who is Filipino. He lives not here in Manila, but I think he moved from Manila. He's a good friend of mine, and he has a whole project with Kid Robot. So Philippines is going to get a lot of love with that product. And then you also have Bjorn Lea, I think.
Bjorn Calleja.
Yeah.
He's based here.
Yeah. I mean, I really admire. And you have vinyl on vinyl.
Yeah. I go there during their art scenes.
Pia and Gabby and Carlo and Rob are good friends of mine. And also Big Boy out of Secret Fresh. He's bringing Slick here next week. Slick came over to my house last night to show us the paintings he's doing. Amazing stuff. And I'm working on a collab with Slick right now that is Astro Boy inspired.
That's great. So,
yeah.
Do you have any plans of making collaborations with the art galleries here, like Vinyl or Secret Fresh?
Big Boy and I have been trying to do something together, but like you said, I think that to facilitate a strong scene, we have to be able to support the retailers.
Yeah.
Because the retailers are the people that are basically the front line. And if you walk by the retailer, you don't know who the artists are, but you see something pretty cool, they're the ones that educate the people that don't know. Because I can't expect them to be like, oh, I love that piece, and then go home, and then look it up, and then email me. You know, not every time. That's actually a very small percentage. I really, because I come from the business world, I realize how important it is for everyone to wet their beak.
Yeah.
Retailer needs to be strong, distribution needs to be strong, education has to be very, very strong. Because I think that the name designer toy sucks. I don't think they're toys. That's why I use the term art collectible. Because if you bought my original one, that's like $3,000. But there's one of one. But Spanky, Stokes, Toys Are Evil, all these blogs they write about it, they get all this publicity, but at the end of the day, only one person can buy it. Unless someone decides to make a production piece.
It's like, you know, like 500 pieces are only made like limited runs.
Yeah, like there's a special version coming out of this. It's only 25 in the world. You know, and this is already limited as well because, like, we're adults.
Yes.
But how many of us have the discretionary income to spend $500 on a piece? And if you do price it at $500, you better be able to market it in a certain way that the person that sees this already in their mind knows where they're going to put it in their home. Not just stuff it in their closet, not just put it into a display.
Not collecting dust.
Exactly, right? Like, so I remember when people used to collect DVDs?
Yeah.
But now we stream a lot. I don't know, do you have streaming here as well?
They recently started with a new one.
Yeah, so in the States, now you go to like Best Buy, it's like an electronics store. They used to have a huge selection of DVDs, and now it's like maybe the size of this room. The reason is because people got used to the idea of
collecting.
They just, oh, it's okay, I'll stream it. But then the DVDs, I call it spine art, because when you buy these DVDs, all you see is the spines of the DVD tapes. But how many times do you watch those movies in a year?
Yes. Depends on your favorite movie.
Exactly, but those you'll probably buy. The other ones you probably won't buy. There's that very market, that barrier. But with toys, like what they call toys, collectibles, I think that we need to change the name. It's a replica. Like, you can't afford the original one.
Before it started like urban vinyl, now it's more of like...
Yeah, is there anything urban about this?
Well, at first, back then.
At first. But like, say, if they were to say this is like urban vinyl, there's nothing urban about it. I grew up in the suburbs, so I guess it's like suburban vinyl, you know? But two, it's also like, there's a lot of classical influence in the way that it looks. And what I really want is for people to look at it, appreciate a certain aesthetic, and then decide, man, this would look great right by the mantle in our modern living room. I want to keep it clean, and that's why there's not like crazy color all over it. It's very integrated. It's not a disruptor. It feels right there. And if you were to put like my roommate is Angry Robots. He does the pandas, right?
Yeah.
His work is amazing. I love his work, but if you have an adult, you've got 3 kids, you've got a wife that totally isn't into collecting, and he's going to put in a panda right there, it may or may not work. I wanted to design something that was part of my own aesthetic that is a little bit more easy to figure out. This is not a toy. This is a household aspirational object.
It's like a, I don't know what the term is, but it's like more. It's more than just not just a toy. It's like you're having a physical art.
Yeah, and for an affordable price, because I don't know if you guys follow Cause, Banksy.
Yes, I heard about that.
We can't afford any of these pieces, and now we can't even probably afford his prints, because they're like $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 for just a print.
Yes.
So this is the equivalent. It's like, you might not be able to afford the original, but if you like the work, why should I punish you by only making it available to the people that have money? We bring it down, we make more commoditized versions of it. It's still my style. You can recognize it as my style, and you can afford it. Like, for the 8-inch, it's only $100. You get it, you have it.
So you'll be having the toys that you made here available?
I only have a couple. Like, my girlfriend and I, Linda Vampy, she has them. We did the Metroid necklaces based on the video game. So we'll have necklaces, and then I have this new character called the Pocket Vampire, based on the Chinese legend of the Pocket Vampire.
Oh yes, yes.
But they have food on their heads. And the one I brought here was the dim sum egg tart. You know, the little pastry?
Yes.
That's yellow. It has that on the head. And I have a show with Luke Chu next month in Taipei. And I'm going to be presenting 100 of them, all with different foods. So I'll do a Filipino food, I'll do spaghetti. Like,
can't wait for that.
I was thinking about doing a balut one, just for fun. You know? I love Filipino food. Like, I love sisig. I know it's not good for you.
Trying to have a diet for that.
Yeah.
We're eating it in moderation.
Yeah. Even the Filipinos, they have that in moderation. But I like Senegal. Is it
Sinigang. Sinigang.
The soup.
Yes.
That's so good.
Yeah,
It's so good. The garlic rice. Adobo, of course. You can probably get that in the US, but I like the Filipino food. Lechon and yeah, it's so good. Pig.
Roast pig.
Yeah, because I'm from North Carolina, so we do it the same way. We dig a hole, we bury it, and we cook it. And I don't like it when there's like ketchup sauce and something like Texas. They do that barbecue. That's not barbecue. You can't taste it. You're tasting the sauce, and the meat is just a delivery mechanism to get more sauce in your mouth.
Yeah,
no, I like the original plain taste. But this upcoming show with Luke, he's doing a whole series. It's called Bruised and Bitten. So he's doing a whole series of paintings where his characters are getting like beat up. And then I'm doing all of the vampires, and they all have food. My part's called the Infernal Buffet. Yeah.
Oh, we can't wait to see it.
Yeah, so I think there's one out there of the little vampire, and he has a little talisman.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're old enough to remember those old Hong Kong movies.
Yeah,
Yes.
Actually, I'm very
It's a
familiar.
vampire, right?
Yeah.
They hop around. And,
Yep.
and then when you remove the talisman,
Then
that's
they-
very real way.
Yeah, so in my story, what happens was there's like a monastery, and all the monks are training to be fighters, and then there's a chef there. One day, all of a sudden, they hear reports of vampires showing up again. But the vampires woke up not because they want blood. They smelled all the food that everyone now, because everyone Instagrams food.
Yeah.
Before you, no, let me take a picture first. You know?
Yeah, with photography.
Yeah, right? And so these vampires wake up because they smell everyone's
So instead of vampire attacking humans, it's attacking food.
They want the food. And so the monks are like, we've heard reports, and they're like, we're too busy for this. Send the chef. And so the chef goes out, and his job is to go and collect all the vampires. And one vampire's like, I smell spaghetti, so he's on his way hopping to Italy. The chef needs to go get him. And the reason why it's on their head is because he discovered that when they're on their head, they stop in place. Because they're like, it's right above them so they don't move. So it's a whole story that I'm developing with these characters and the monks' journey to capture all of the vampires who are after the different foods. So it's going to be an upcoming story, manga type of thing. But this is the first one in the egg tart.
Would it be accompanied with
It will be, but right now I'm trying to find publishing. But I have a meeting in Japan. We'll see. It's a little bit different from what I normally do, but I also like the idea of just creating art that I'm a fan of. Things that I like. Because I also have I'll show you this secret thing I was supposed to debut here, but the production was delayed, so I couldn't get it here in time. But it's a whole series of super robots.
This five.
Yeah. So I will be doing Voltus, I'll be doing like Mazinger, Daltanius, Grandizer, Lazy, Combattler, of course. And it was going to be this big, so a series of busts. Because this one is going to be one. Don't post this one.
Okay.
Take a picture for yourself. But like,
Alright.
it's called Marcos.
It's already here.
It's called Marcos' Ghost. This one.
it's top secret?
Yeah, because I probably will release a series of them at DCon, DesignerCon in Pasadena. But I wanted to especially do it for the Filipino audience because I feel like I have that Filipino heart when it comes to
All the Filipinos are more favorites are What Is
Diamonds?
Why, Diamonds.
Yeah.
The trilogy,
Yeah.
the romantic
Yeah.
trilogy. Yeah.
And I knew that because to me, Voltus and maybe Combattler truly embody that era of toy. Color-wise, proportion, mechanics, the Bandai, the Koki version, like the Godaiken version.
Yeah, from the 70s.
I think Combattlers in the Museum of Modern Art in New York, just because it's chunky and it's got that look to it, right?
Well, when you look at it, it's more of the old toys right back in the day. When you look at now, the present, it's more of an art toy now.
I mean, who's going to put out a Mazinger for $200, right? I mean, only for those adults that remember as kids.
Yeah.
Of course, it's the perfect Mazinger. And then even the Tetsujin 28 has a joint that comes down when you want to bend it in the pose, right? But there's something about the old school aesthetic of jumbo machineer, the old school,
The ones with the straight body and
yeah,
limited articulation.
and the feeling of it is that, like, I had a Gaiking when I was a kid, right? I remember holding it like it was my buddy, but now I hold it like this big. Of course, I was smaller, so it pretty much took
Very
up
true.
my whole body, but that was my best friend. Of course, I lost the hand, the fist, lost the
Well, we kids used to use a lot of parts.
but I
So we
still
play
have
with
it.
it.
You know, I have the original one still in my office, in my studio, my original Nike. And I didn't try to touch it up or anything. I was like, this is going to be...
Just leave it like that.
It is, because that was my best friend as a kid. And that feeling is kind of what I would like ideally do with what I do with art. Is to inspire someone that might not yet be involved in it from a tactile, like a participatory standpoint, but they're on that fence. And dude, I was in corporate, because I'll be 43 this year. I started my company I went all the way to about 35 before I even jumped back into doing art for me. I was doing stuff for, Sony and Columbia Pictures.
Oh, you're more of a corporate.
Yeah, I was like doing corporate work. And by the time you're done with it, you're so tired. Like, you don't want to, I just done a 12-hour day, I had a deadline, and the last thing I want to do is sculpt some more because it's just for fun. And when I really focused in on it, I realized that this is what I should have done from the beginning. But in the 70s, like especially with Asian parents, what do you want to do? You want to be a doctor or a lawyer? I want to design toys. I don't think so. You know?
Yes.
My undergrad was in industrial engineering. It's a fair enough trade, you know? Parents are happy. That's not where my heart was. But sometimes I think back, like, you know, what if I started and went to art school and all that stuff? But I don't think about things like anymore. I just feel blessed to be active now. And then to have colleagues at your neck and at your neck, and like it's like this small but very tight knit community. And like, did you blog as well about
Yeah,
toys?
I blog mostly like mainstream and art.
And you realize this is the thing. I feel so humbled by people like yourself. The reason why is because you take your time to help us get the word out. But you would never write an artist saying, hey, I wrote about you, maybe you should kick me a little bit. You do it because you love it.
Yeah.
Yes.
And as an artist, I can't help but be thankful for people like that, because what if you wrote an article, someone read it, they went and searched it, wound up, and they bought like one of my one-of-one pieces at a show. If I was to pay every time for that, I can't take the credit for any of my success. It's a combination of everyone, cumulatively, that helped the process. And bloggers are the unsung heroes to me, because, you know, I had one time I'd be writing about the things I love, and new releases, all that, you know? I'm so busy, like, producing, but I feel like you guys are often overlooked. And I won, like, a DTA, like a designer toy award a couple years ago, and on stage, I wasn't, like, thank my mom, I was like, you know what? Support the bloggers, you know, and support because without them, none of this would exist. Each one of us retreat into our own little online web shops, sell here and there, and it's not the money. It's really not, because if I make $10,000 tomorrow, I know where that's going. It's going towards rent for the next, whatever. That comes and goes. But to be able to continue to do art, that's a lot more different. Like, I don't know if I'll be doing art this time next year, because sometimes it's volatile that way. But bloggers and retailers, the ones that take the hit for us, or take the time. So thank you. I mean, I feel like we're colleagues in that sense. Because even though you don't produce, you're still help facilitating the mechanics of having art being able to be like absorbed by people. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And whether or not it's Chocolatey, Funko, whatever, it's still important. Because unfortunately, most of, like, I live in LA now. If I go to my bank and I'm like, hey, I did this course, they don't care. They're just, oh, cool, congrats. Or if I was, say, a professional Street Fighter player, I could do a 47-hit combo. The person at the grocery store is like, okay, cool. But then the enthusiasts, though, they're like, oh my god, you can? Or, oh my god, you did a gunny? That's so awesome. And it's because we need to take care of each other. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, yes.
I think that type of thing is often overlooked. And that's why, in a way, I feel like this scene is a bit stagnant, and why the growth in the Philippines might be so rich. Because there's not enough education. The name is wrong. Urban vinyl designers, toys, all that's, I think, is not a good way to present it. And then third, we're not actively cultivating the next generation.
Actually, people are thinking the mainstream things. Like when they hear toy, they don't hear the other part, like art. It's like they think like it's just another toy.
I was talking to the organizers of the Designer Toy Awards. I was like, I think the designer toy. One, every toy is designed. Every toy is designed. From a G.I. Joe figure, to a My Little Pony, to a Dunny, to anything. It's designed by something or someone. I think that what it is, it's either an art multiple or an art collectible. And what we're trying to do is create affordable art for people that want to enjoy it, but might not be in a financial place to do that. Like, I have a roommate because I belong to this group called the Army Snipers.
Even Angry Robots, right?
Angry Robots, Pixel Puncher, Scribe, Luke Chief, Step 1, Shane Jessup, Mercy Fairwood, like a lot of people in the scene, right? But one of our roommates is Pixel Puncher, and he sells paintings now $15,000, $20,000, $25,000, right? But he doesn't want to do more. I'm like, don't you realize that you're inadvertently punishing people that might not have money now, but they love it? And if you're not strapped for what you're doing is you're basically kind of punishing someone that really wants to support you, but just can't at that time. And that's why for me, I was going that route where my customers were costing me a little bit more because I spend hours, like 70 hours on it. And my sell for $700, the gallery takes $350, I take $350, and then $350 divided by 70. Come on, you know, that's like $5 an hour. I would probably be making more if I worked part-time at the grocery store bagging groceries, you know? Of course, but I mean, like I said earlier, it's not about the money, but we all do have expenses, like the clay that I use.
Yes.
You know?
You have bills to pay.
Resident bills, yeah. The internet connection, my phone to be able to post things, right? So of course we have that baseline, but I started realizing, what about that college kid that loves Woes' work? And Woes sells out his panda, it's like $700 for like a resin statue. But if he didn't have something small, that guy's like, man, one day, I mean, I could be like a dick about it, like, well, you'll work hard, you'll be able to get it, I'll still be producing. No. Sometimes you have to make things a little bit more affordable so that they can actually be able, it's attainable. Because they are fans of the work. They're not fans necessarily